The Obama administration says too many kids are leaving school in handcuffs, and they say it's time for America to find a better way in dealing with problem situations at school. Some call zero tolerance policies a school to prison pipeline that hits minority students the hardest. Attorney General Eric Holder says research shows students are being adversely affected when misbehavior on campus is addressed through the criminal justice system and not by the public school educators. So this is the topic of our front page panel. Should zero tolerance penalties be phased out? And are schools doing enough to discipline students before those students are forced to go before a judge? We're going to turn now to our panel. Fox 26 legal analyst Chris Tritico, news analyst Mustafa Tamiz, and our public policy analyst Jackie Bally. Good morning to y'all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, clearly these students who are expelled or suspended, they do face harsh consequences. Are some of the issues better dealt with in the schools, you think?
Absolutely. Now, let me just give full disclosure. I represent the Houston Federation of Teachers, and I represent a lot of students in student discipline matters as the years go by. Zero tolerance policies is a perfect example of government out of control, bureaucracy out of control. It was born of a good idea to punish children who commit felonies on schools and get them off of campus in a way into separate schools where they can't commit felonies on these campuses. And it's turned into young ladies carrying a Midol tablet gets shipped off of campus for 90 or 180 days into alternative school because they claim Midol is a prohibited drug on schools. It's out of control. Instead of dealing with this discipline on campuses, you just write them tickets, send them to court, and give them a criminal record. It's wrong, it's abusive, and I oppose it. Jackie Valley.
Hold back on your opinion, Chris.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy for us to say they should do this and they should do that. We need to remember that our resources from the federal and state level are not getting back to our teachers and administrators the way it used to. So the resources actually to work on disciplinary actions and working on trying to combat some of the problems that are happening in the classroom, these teachers and administrators no longer have that. One of the key things that you said is common sense. If common sense was used whenever this policy was first enacted, we would not have this discussion right now. But the example of when you hear someone bringing an over-the-counter allergy medication being suspended for 30 days or things of that nature, yes, that's an abusive, it's now becoming abusive.
What about, you know, when I was in school, if you had a tussle with another child or something like that, you didn't get written a ticket and charged with assault, you got SWATs, and you got a day's detention.
Yeah, and so common sense doesn't work when you have a zero tolerance policy because there is no judgment. And so
right. It takes it out.
Yeah, so what you're seeing now is 6 out of 10 kids. It's a study that was done around 1 million kids in Texas. 6 out of 10 were either suspended or expelled by the time they get to 12th grade. And that's just unacceptable when you talk about numbers like that. Something has to be done, and something has to be done now. And I'm glad the Obama administration is stepping in and creating guidelines for Texas.
And this is not a Texas problem solely. We're talking about Texas, but this is a nationwide issue. I want to bring Sally in. She's monitoring our Facebook and Twitter account.
Yeah, we've got a couple comments here this morning. Karen says that police should be present in all schools. Nowadays, kids are doing drugs and bringing guns to school as early as elementary school. And then Brett says cops giving out tickets and taking students to jail is atrocious. For a fist fight or for simply being disruptive, got to come up with a better form of punishment. What do you guys think? Will it be difficult for schools to make changes that the Obama administration is recommending? No,
it's not going to be difficult at all. And both of those viewers are correct. When somebody commits a felony on campus, they should be removed, Jackie Bally.
That's correct.
When a child in the 7th grade has a fight with somebody else, they should not be charged with a crime. They should be dealt with on campus. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. Chris, you're cracking me up because you're really holding back on your opinion here. No, not only that, there's no evidence that the zero tolerance policies have actually helped in this area. So
except make a whole bunch of criminals.
Exactly. So it's time to get rid of it. I remember when I was going to, I went to private school. And the
so
nuns,
you didn't get swats?
Well, oh no, the opposite. They'd take the ruler and swat your little hand. And that was it. You knew better than to do certain things. So yes, if you commit a felony, of course you need to go to jail. But we need to make sure that we take back control, at the local level of our students and the resources that we do have. If they do something, let's take and handle it at the school level.
Last word.
Zero tolerance for zero tolerance.
And we know, Sally, now that with the ruler comment that Jackie went to Catholic school.
I did.
And Catholic school, getting hit with a ruler, I had the same problem, and I couldn't measure for 15 years.
Oh my goodness, you guys are cracking me up. All right, next segment we're going to talk about Chris Christie and the bridge scandal, so stay tuned for that.